Okay, at 6:30, prior to tonight's meeting, we'll have a student lead us in a reflection. And now, after that, it will be followed by the pledge by Mr. Ellis Alexander. Ethan Mushaku Emananke will lead us in reflection before the pledge. Ethan is a seventh grade student at Harryhurst and is part of our talented theater program and an honor roll student. Please stand.
Lord, I ask that you come into this room so that we can have a moment of silence and we can talk to you for a second. Lord God, I would like to pray for everyone in this room right now, all the families that made time to come here, and I would like to pray for the school board to make all the decisions for for this whole district. And Lord God, we just ask you to help them with everything that they need to do to, do the things that they need to do. And also, I want to pray for the teachers, all the people that have helped all of these students from the way down to the way up. And they have helped them, they have elevated them so that they can be so many good people in the future. And we want to pray for the students themselves from, just taking all of that constructive criticism, all of the, they're just learning from so many people, all their teachers, their principals, whoever. They're just learning so much, and hopefully they can be responsible adults in the future so that they can, start their own journey themselves. And I want to pray to all the parents that help the students, get through their everyday. And they've done so much for me. They've done so much for their children, so we want to give some thanks to them. And Lord God, it's just like our Hearst core values of honor, unity, respect, self-motivation, and tolerance. And we ask that you tell everyone in this room to work their hardest and to be the best that they can be. In your name, amen.
Amen.
The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ethan, thank you very much for those words. You did an outstanding job. Appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll call the meeting to order for St. Charles Parish Public School Board for August 16, 2023. And for the record to show that all board members are in attendance, along with our superintendent, Dr. Ken Ortling, and our board secretary, Ms. Shelley Babineau. First item on the agenda is 2.01, which is recognition, and we'll turn it over.
Employees. Central Office employee was named the Louisiana Child Welfare and Attendance Personnel Member of the Year, Jerry Smith. Destrehan High School employee was named the 2023 Louisiana State History Teacher of the Year by the Gilder Lehrman Institute of American History, Kurt Hargis. Hahnville High School employee was named an AFJ ROTC Outstanding Instructor of the Year by the Department of Air Force Air University, Jean Mole. Lakewood Elementary School employee is the Shell Science Lab Regional Challenge winner. Here to present her to the board is Ms. Rochelle Touchard, Senior Corporate Relations Advisor for Shell's chemical and products businesses.
Good evening, Superintendent, members of the board. You know, this is the 8th year that I stand up before you, recognizing excellence within the school system. At Shell, our goal is to provide opportunities for more robust and innovative science education and lab experiences in schools near our assets. We have once again partnered with the National Science Teachers Association to award science lab curriculum, materials, and professional development to schools and science teachers that best demonstrated their ability to improve science achievement for students. The ability to foster creativity through hands-on experiences and these additional resources, we believe, will enable students to develop a problem-solving mindset that will lead to energy solutions of the future. The Shell Science Lab Regional Challenge winner will receive a school science lab makeover support package valued at $7,500 plus $1,200 for expenses to attend the NSTA Kansas City Conference and an opportunity to advance to the national phase of the competition. Tonight, I am honored to recognize the following school and their outstanding teachers: Lakewood Elementary School, teachers Lauren Email and Taylor Boudreau. Now, Lauren was the mastermind behind submitting the application, but unfortunately, she won't be teaching science this year. So Taylor will assume the responsibilities of the kids and again, enhancing the teaching and learning in the classroom. Yep. Just a couple more comments, if you don't mind, Mr. Oakland. You know, I mentioned Taylor's going to be attending the conference, but also she'll be attending a session that Cecilia Gillum, who is a Hornville High School teacher and has been a recipient of this regional award several times. 2021, she was the grand prize winner, and I just learned today that she was also the 2023 grand prize winner. So we want to recognize her. We'll get her out here later, but the fact that Taylor will be there and she'll be a part of a panel series talking about leadership in science. So just want to, again, expect excellence. Well, it's happening tonight, so thank you very much.
Okay, we resume the business portion of our meeting. First item is 3.01, which is the minutes from the meetings of July 24, 2023 committee meetings, the July 26, 2023 fiscal year budget hearing, and the July 26, 2023 board meeting.
Motion to approve all of those minutes.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mrs. Boudreau. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next is 3.02, which is flood insurance renewal. The school board has purchased flood insurance on district-owned buildings since 2007 as required by FEMA in order to qualify for reimbursement in the event of a declared disaster. As part of the National Flood Insurance Program, St. Charles Parish Public Schools is underwritten by Wright National Flood Insurance Company through Riverlands Insurance Services. The district has 96 flood insurance policies, with 72 of them renewing in September, with the 24 remaining renewing at a later date. Director of Risk Management and Benefits, Darrenisha Gales, reviewed the upcoming renewal premiums and policy schedule. The remaining policies will be renewed as they become due. The district's property insurance policy also provides $10 million in excess flood and storm surge coverage. This agenda item was reviewed at the Risk Management Insurance Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the renewal of flood insurance underwritten by Wright National Flood Insurance Company through Riverlands Insurance Services, and the cost range is $447,639.85 to $460,190.50.
A second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Mrs. Boudreau. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next is 3.03, Legal Services Resolution. This resolution is necessary in order to comply with the requirements of Louisiana Revised Statute 47:263, authorizing the school board to hire and maintain a diverse list of available attorneys when legal matters arise. Administration desires to include in the list of approved attorneys the Ron Austin Law Firm as special counsel.
Oh, sorry. I move that we approve the bid authorization request from the Satellite Center and Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project. I'm reading the wrong thing. Just kidding.
Resolution, the 3.03.
Approve the resolution securing Ron Austin Law as special counsel.
So I have a motion by Mrs. Boudreau, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next is 3.04, bid authorization request, Satellite Center Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project. The Satellite Center Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project is an approved project of the 2022 bond issue. The construction plans for the Satellite Center Career and Technical Education Facilities Improvements Project have been completed by the architect and are ready for bid. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal E of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move to approve the bid authorization request for the Satellite Center Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And 3.04 passes. Next is 3.05, another bid authorization request. The Destrehan High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project is an approved project of the 2022 bond issue. The construction plans for the Destrehan High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project have been completed by the architect and are ready for bid. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal E of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move approval of the bid authorization request for the Destrehan High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any board discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next is 3.06, another bid authorization. The Hornville High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvement Project is approved project of the 2022 bond issue. The construction plans for the Hornville High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project have been completed by the architect and are ready for bid. This agenda item is reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Monday night and is aligned with Goal E of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to approve the bid authorization request for the Hornville High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project.
I'll second.
Once again, we have a motion by Mr. Alexander, who's the chair of the committee, and a second by Mr. Al Suffren, who's a member of the committee. Any discussion? It being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next item is 3.07, which is the change order number 1 for the Mimosa Park Elementary School Canopy Replacement Project. The contract modification included in change order number 1 is to extend the contract time by 13 days from the original substantial completion date of July 25th, 2023, due to a delay in delivery of critical building components. Approval of this change order will allow the district to make the necessary modifications to the existing contract. This agenda item is reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal E of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to approve change order number 1 for the Mimosa Park Elementary School Canopy Replacement Project.
I'll second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that item is adopted as well. Next up is 3.08, which is substantial completion of the Mimosa Park Elementary School Canopy Replacement Project. Mimosa Park Elementary School Canopy Replacement Project is ready to be accepted as substantially complete. The final inspection was held on Monday, August 7, 2023, with punch list items remaining. The architect recommends acceptance. Acceptance of substantial completion of the Mimosa Park School Canopy Replacement Project will allow the contractor to process all closeout documents. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting on Monday night and is aligned with Goal E of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept substantial completion for the Mimosa Park Elementary School Canopy Replacement Project.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? I will say that the canopy looks really nice. Being no discussion, please cast your vote. And 3.08 is approved. Next is 3.09, partial substantial completion of the East Bank Head Start Renovation and Addition Project. The East Bank Head Start Renovation and Addition Project is an approved project under the 2022 bond issue. The final inspection of the renovation portion of this project was held on Monday, August 14, 2023. The architect recommends acceptance of the partial substantial completion with punch list items remaining. Accepting partial substantial completion of the East Bank Head Start Renovation and Addition Project will will allow the district to utilize the renovated facility for its intended uses. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal E of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the partial substantial completion of the East Bank Head Start renovation and addition project.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And there is no opposition to 3.09. 3.10, River Region Drama Guild Cooperative Endeavor Agreement. The River Region Drama Guild is seeking to enter into a new cooperative endeavor agreement for the Good Hope property as a result of the high premium cost of their property insurance. This will allow the River Region Drama Guild to transfer property coverage to the district property policy. In doing so, the cost of the premium will be added to the CEA. This agenda item is reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal E of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the cooperative endeavor agreement for the Good Hope school property.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion?
Just like to note, Mr. President, that the cost, $11,545, will be recovered through the cooperative endeavor agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Suffren. Any other discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that is approved as well. 3.11 is Student Services, Child Welfare, and Attendance Department Enhancement Plan. To enhance and sustain efficient enrollment processes and operations that provide a safe learning environment for students and staff, a staffing enhancement plan for Student Services, Child Welfare, and Attendance Department is needed. This agenda item reviewed at the Personnel and Policy Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal C of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to approve the Student Services, Child Welfare, and Attendance Department Enhancement Plan at an investment of approximately $56,085.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Cody, a second by Mr. Gregson. Any board discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that enhancement plan is approved. Next is 3.12, which is personnel items. Staffing management is necessary to maintain effective functioning of St. Charles Parish Public Schools. The Human Resources Department provides a staffing update monthly to the board. This agenda item was reviewed at the Personnel and Policy Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal C of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to receive the personnel items as presented to the board.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Cody, a second by Mr. Gregson. Any discussion?
Mr. President, I would like to recognize one of the personnel listed in this document tonight, which is a Safe Security Emergency Preparedness Coordinator, Mr. Dustin Vanette. Welcome to our team. He's hit it full stride.
Thank you, Dr. Ortling. Any other discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And 3.12 is approved. Next is 3.13, the 2023-2024 Pupil Progression Plan. Louisiana Revised Statute 17:24 G requires each local education agency in Louisiana to prepare and submit annual revisions to its pupil progression plan, incorporating any changes required by state and local requirements. Board approval is required before submitting the document to Bessie. This agenda item reviewed at the Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and aligns with Goal A of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to approve the 2023-2024 pupil progression plan.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mrs. Weber, a second by Mr. Gregson. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And the pupil progression plan is approved. Next is 3.14, revisions to extracurricular and co-curricular stipends. A review of the stipends paid to employees for extracurricular and co-curricular activities showed the need to update certain stipends. The proposed change in these stipends is shown on the attached document. The proposed changes are effective for the fiscal year 2023-2024. This agenda item is reviewed at the Finance and Audit Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with goals C and D of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the revisions to extracurricular and co-curricular stipends at an approximate cost of $443,400 per year.
I'd like to second.
So a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Mrs. Boudreau. Any discussion?
Mr. President, I'd like to thank the folks who worked on this, Mr. Cade Rogers, Ms. Anjo Bavin, Mr. David Scheck-Snyder, Mr. Ronald White. Appreciate your work, and I know the employees that this affects appreciate you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gregson. Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. President, I'm going to vote against this, and I just want to say the reason why. A year ago, we hired a company to do a salary study review, and that part of the objective of that review was to make some corrections that we have with a lot of disparities in salaries for people doing the same thing. And I think that salary study is supposed to make a lot of corrections. And I think this agenda item is premature. I believe I would feel better waiting on the information that we would get from that salary study to correct some of the problems that we have in the different salaries. And I think voting for this right now before getting the salary study report is premature and just adds to the problems that we already have.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. Anyone else?
I just wanted to not agree with what he was saying, but also add on to it that we had a lot of discussion about this. There was a lot of confusion about maybe some things, the salary study not including it being something that is just necessary for elementary. And I want to thank Cade for the multiple phone calls that he has taken from me on this issue. And it is not about supporting the people that are pouring into the kids. It was about making sure that it was equitable across the board for me. And after the conversation with Kate, I do feel good about voting yes for this right now. But earlier today, I didn't for several of the same reasons that he had. Just the understanding of it wasn't clear of, is this what we were supposed to be doing, or should we be waiting for salary studies? Should it just be different? But in kind of learning that it wasn't the same. I don't know if I was allowed to say all that, but.
Thank you, Ms. Boudreau. Anyone else? If not, please cast your vote. And that item's approved. 3.15 is the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire for fiscal year 2023. A statement of total disclosure must be provided to the auditors each time the St. Charles Parish School Board's financial reports are audited. This statement is provided by completion of the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire. As a faithful discharge of the trust placed in the St. Charles Parish School Board by the citizens of St. Charles Parish, a complete disclosure of the district's financial operations is mandated. By completing and approving the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire, the board unequivocally demonstrates integrity and openness in its reports and records. This agenda item reviewed at the Finance and Audit Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to authorize the superintendent, board president, and chief financial officer to sign the audit documents on behalf of the board.
A second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Mrs. Boudreau. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And 3.15 is approved. Next is 3.16, which is accounts payable for the month of July 2023. Invoices and other financial obligations of the school district are customarily paid weekly. Request for approval of these transactions is normally made to the board monthly. The board must approve expenditures of public funds under its jurisdiction. This agenda item reviewed at the Finance and Audit Committee meeting of the board on Monday, August 14, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to approve the accounts payable for the month of July 2023 in the total amount of $7,161,139.
A second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Mrs. Boudreau. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And 3.16 is approved, so Mr. White can go ahead and pay our bills. All right. Next is closing items. The first is 4.01, which is standing committee reports. Any chair of any committee that met would like to share a report can do so at this time.
Mr. President, the Personnel and Policy Committee, consisting of Mr. Smith, Mr. Gregson, and myself, met this past Monday, August 14th. There were 2 items on the agenda. Both came to the board this evening, including the approval of additional positions, or an additional position that will help the district's enforcement of its enhanced residency requirements. And this investment is an important step toward ensuring not just the sound stewardship of taxpayer money, but perhaps more importantly, the safety of our students. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Cody.
Mr. President, the Finance and Audit Committee met on Monday, August 14th, and we covered 3 items. All 3 of those items came to the full board during this meeting and were approved. Those items were 3.14, revisions to extracurricular and co-curricular stipends, the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire for fiscal year 2023, and accounts payable for the month of July 2023. And I would just like to echo what Mr. Gregson said as far as the revisions to extracurricular and co-curricular stipends. I'd like to acknowledge the good work that Mr. Rogers, Ms. Angele Babin, Dr. Shake Snyder, and Mr. White did to prepare us to vote on this item. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Suffren.
Mr. President, the Capital Improvements Committee met Monday, August 14th. There were 8 items on the agenda. 7 of them were brought to the board table tonight and approved. The 8th item, other item that was for committee meeting only, was a presentation by Grace Hebert Curtis Architects, LLC, and that was for committee. meeting only. The following items were all approved tonight. The bid authorization request for Satellite Center Facility Improvements Project, bid authorization request for Destrehan High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvement Project, bid authorization request for Hornville High School Career and Technical Education Facility Improvements Project, change order number 1 for Mimosa Park Elementary School Canopy Replacement Project, substantial completion for Mimosa Park Elementary Canopy Replacement Project, and the substantial completion for the East Bank Head Start renovation and addition project. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. Anyone else?
Mr. President, the Curriculum and Instruction Assessment Committee met on Monday, August 14th, and the agenda item was approved tonight. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Ms. Weber. Anyone else? The Risk Management Insurance Committee also met, along with myself, Mr. Suffern, and Ms. Boudreau, a part of the committee. We also had, on the committee meeting, a monthly legal update in which the entire board participated, in which we receive information regarding updates from our attorneys. The other thing on the we met was flood insurance, which was brought to the full board tonight and was approved, and that concludes my report. Next up is the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. After many months of preparation and anticipation, we successfully reopened our schools and welcomed our students and families to what will be an amazing school year. We are all in with expecting excellence this year. We'll continue to embrace continuous improvement and find opportunities for improvement in our work each day throughout the school year to help us accomplish our mission of developing empathetic, involved, and productive citizens by providing every student high-quality educational opportunities that empower them to become enthusiastic, lifelong learners. I'd like to personally thank our amazing teammates who worked diligently this summer preparing for our opening. Please stay aware of any updates through your school's communication channels, including their website, social media outlets, newsletters, and Blackboard Connect messages. The Public Information Department was able to capture some special moments from the first days of school. Let's take a look at this year's videos.
Welcome back to all our students. 2023-2024 will be the best year ever. Once again, we've invested in all our employees and improved safety and security throughout the district. The first day of school is some of the most enjoyable days for me. When you come in, everyone is smiling. It's an exciting day for everybody involved. We want all our employees and students to soar at the highest level. We're all in and expect excellence.
The importance of being all in is that you just never know what you're capable of if you don't give it your all. I would encourage everyone that has an opportunity in this life to put their all into something, into their career, into their education, into their families. Just give it everything and see how much better it turns out. As a board member, the exciting thing in walking into JB and then even in walking into Almonds and RJ when I brought my children for meet and greet, that safety has become just such a #1 priority.
We are here to assure you that you have every opportunity to do your very best this school year. The faculty, staff, and administrators of the district are here to support you and provide you with facilities, with materials, educational support that you will need to do your very best.
We're lucky in St. Charles Parish. Everywhere from the moment they're picked up from our transportation till the entire time they're at school, they're greeted when they come out, get off the bus, till the time they're dropped off, they're cared for. We're excited to see that. It's awesome. The students across the board, they're excited, and the school system is all in.
Yeah, the vibe and the excitement that you get, especially from this younger group, is kind of contagious. You know, they're excited about everything, opening a box of crayons or learning about something new. So that's what's kind of cool about this, is to be in there and kind of take some of that energy from them. You know, I think that's probably what's as rewarding as anything. They believe that they are in an environment that will help them and make them better. They feel safe. They love coming to school. When you add all of that together, that's what you have in St. Charles Parish Public Schools. Enjoy every second, enjoy every moment, walk through it with a smile, anticipate greatness, and let's be all in at St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
Each of our schools hold the highest expectations of all, and they are so proud to show you all the things that are taking place. Kids are so kind, they're so loving, and it just warms my heart to know I was back at home with these children. It was great to see the faculty, the school, how clean, how inviting, from the superintendent all the way down to our youngest children. It doesn't matter what your job is, your role. It is just important that we all do what is best for our children of St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
We're just in a unique position, and we have a bass fishing team, a bowling team. We just have anything that's happening in America is probably happening right here in St. Charles Parish. I would encourage the kids not to be afraid to make mistakes, because if you notice, that's why they put erasers on a pencil. Children are attentive, the teachers are enthusiastic, everything is fresh and ready to go.
Welcome back, students, teachers, and staff, for the start of a new school year. It's great to begin a year without the lingering effects of a pandemic or hurricane, unlike the last 3 years. While our students have been away during the summer, our staff and administrators have worked hard preparing for the start of school, and teachers have been busy getting their classrooms ready. Our schools are fully staffed with incredible teachers. Our fantastic school facilities, with an emphasis on safety and security, are ready to be occupied. Our buses are ready to roll with the new mobile bus app, and our cafeterias are ready to serve nutritious meals. So let the teaching and learning begin.
Welcome to a new school year. We are prepared for a remarkable year dedicated to our mission of developing empathetic, involved, productive, and responsible citizens by providing every student high-quality educational opportunities that empower each to become enthusiastic lifelong learners. This year, we're taking the Expect Excellence mindset to the next level by being all in. Our employees are ready to give it their all, to give 100%, because our students and this community deserve nothing less. With a focus on continuous improvement, we refuse to accept mediocrity and will demonstrate an unwavering commitment to excellence in our words and actions. We ask you to join us, to be all in, as we work together to achieve new heights for our students socially, emotionally, and academically. With your continued support, understanding, and commitment, the school year is destined to be an excellent one. Welcome back! So I want to thank our board members, obviously, for being a part of that very special tribute to our community, to our school system, and special recognition to our videographer, Mr. Mason Dolphin, who always does an amazing job with our videos. And that concludes my.
Thank you, Dr. Ortling.
I second it.
I have a motion to adjourn. Is anybody in objection to adjourning? If not,